So, Elizabeth, uh, I'm led to understand that you quite enjoyed the Leisure Hive.
I did, yeah.
Could you tell me why you enjoyed the Leisure Hive?
Well, I thought it was nice to have a story that wasn't based on like old historic warring factions
Yeah.
all coming to a head all at once, or there wasn't any major disaster. I mean, I suppose the impending sort of degradation of the whole race could be an impending disaster, but it didn't. It felt like they were kind of okay with that. They've accepted they're sterile,
Yeah.
they're coming to the end, they get this nice death, it seemed all lovely, and it didn't seem like there was any massive like urgency or stress about, like, it wasn't the Doctor just falling into someone else's drama.
Yeah.
It was just he fell into it and there happened then to be drama. I don't know, I just thought it was a nice little story. I liked the race.
Well, there's two interesting races, isn't there? And
Did somebody say
did somebody say
Famasi?
Famasi? But the Famasi are interesting because you actually get that brilliant thing that happened with the Ice Warriors, in so much as that there are goodies and baddies with Famasi.
Yeah, and I thought all of the characters were nicely sort of dimensional, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I liked the lady who was that was the other thing as well. It wasn't just like a really corrupt system or like someone in charge who was really mean and power hungry. She was a really nice leader.
It was
I
a
liked her a lot.
three-dimensional, or at least there was a real attempt to build a three-dimensional civilization, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's undeniable true. That world building is something that sadly is lacking in Doctor Who quite a lot of the time.
Well, I quite enjoyed it, and I thought she was a really good leader. Mina, I'd vote for her.
Yeah, vote for Mina. Mina for. What do you think of Pangol?
Pangol is a knob, but the fact that he was produced not from some genetic parents
Yeah.
makes me think that's maybe why he was a bit of a knob. But everyone else seemed really nice.
Okay. You can ask me what I thought of it.
Well, tell me.
I thought I really want to like it. I really want to like it a lot because I can see all the good in it. Like I really can see
What
it.
was there to not like?
I just think, well, I think it was clunky as a story. I think that there's an awful lot going on, but the plot of it, I think, is weirdly sort of diluted across the whole thing, strangely. Like, it's almost as if you could imagine a sort of a mini-series with all those different bits in, thoroughly explored, and this, that, and the other, and the Famasi rock up, and this, that, and the other's happening, and then there's a bit of a murder mystery, and then we get it all kicking off. But it all just felt a bit lumped together. I'm trying to remember what the point of the whole... If Mina knew at the start of the story that Pangol eventually was going to take over and they'd already bred Pangol in the machine, why
Did
was
she
there
know
the
that they'd
panic?
already bred Pangol in the machine?
Yeah. Everybody did.
Did they know that Pangol had the ability to sort of multiply?
No, I don't think that was the case. But I think they knew that there was more to the machine than met the eye.
More to the machine than meets the
And my other major issue, and this sounds so weird saying this after the conversations that you and I have had about feeling, spoiler here, I think the general consensus in this house at least is that we've had at least one season, if not a season and a half, too much of Tom. I think that's fair. And I also think it's fair to say that it's quite nice to see in this story when he gets aged, it's a different take on the Doctor. Really like that. However, there's barely any Doctor in it apart from those bits. Like, I swear for the first two episodes, he seems really ineffectual in a way that the Fourth Doctor is never ineffectual. It's not as if this...
I quite liked that because I think the thing that I'm annoyed by with Tom
Yeah.
is his bombast and always having to be the centre of attention.
Yeah, okay, fair.
For everything. And actually it was quite nice to have stories where it isn't all about the Doctor and him rushing around saving. Like having a bit more exposition in the story with other people.
Yeah.
Rather than just all centering around the Doctor does this, the Doctor finds out this, the Doctor says this. Oh, isn't the Doctor funny?
It felt much more like an ensemble cast, didn't it?
Yes.
It felt, and also that weirdly left Romana to drive the Doctory bits of the story a bit more, which I really like. I like that aspect of Romana. I think that's something they don't talk with. And I think it's also fair to say, and I think this will be interesting to sketch out, that sort of like in the background and then aged Tom, his new costume as well, it will be interesting to see in the way we're watching it whether those themes continue or you can tease them out of the stories, because of course we know where this season ends up.
In Legopolis.
At Legopolis.
Spoiler alert.
And we know that this Doctor, that at least from our perception, we've seen more of this Doctor, I don't know in terms of screen time, but in terms of chronologically at the time from 74 to 81, there's more Tom than anybody else ever. And that means that Tom can get, as a Doctor, can get old, can get tired. Interesting stuff. So a mixed bag take on Legopolis. But
It wasn't Legopolis.
sorry.
The Pleasure Dome.
the Pleasure Dome.
Welcome.
A mixed bag on Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Welcome to the Pleasure Dome.
Frankie Goes to Whoathon.
Listen, I'd like you to relax. I'd like you to appreciate the power of Who and other Frankie Goes to Whoathon song titles. Farewell. Bye.